Hey guys, so our Kickstarter is funded. So this is awesome. It's hot in here, so I might be kind of sweaty, but we're just gonna get through this. So like I said, Kickstarter is funded. Super awesome. We still have a couple days left by the time I am recording this. Hopefully I get it published in time. But yes, by July 1st in the morning, the Kickstarter will be finished and we are funded. We were going for $2,500. And I wanted to talk about a couple of the promotional things that I did to get us there, to get us funded. There are lots of other aspects to the creation of our product that I would like to talk about later, but just right now we're just going to talk about what I spent, like the cost of all of the promotional things that I did for the books to promote the Kickstarter and, get those pre-orders rolling in. Although Kickstarter says it's not pre-orders. Yes, I know. So the first thing that I did, the first thing that I got for our thing, okay, what did I actually make? We made a set of board books for children about the Rosary. Now, if you're not Catholic, calm down. I do a lot more stuff besides just Catholic things. I cannot talk, I'm so sorry. But yeah, this video is not about the Catholic aspect of these books, although obviously that's very important for what this is. But this is about the Kickstarter and promotional things that I did to make my Kickstarter successful. So first, I created a prototype version of one of the 4 books. This was the one that I finished, or mostly finished first. I got it finished enough that I knew that it would appropriately represent what we were going for the final product. And I got 2 prototypes made through Pint Size Productions. They are the printing company that we will be making our bulk printing order from, our bulk book order from. And yeah, and they turned out great. I got the 2 prototypes. The cost of that was right under $80 for those 2 books. Yeah, that's a lot just to get 2 board books, but it's essentially print on demand, and print on demand stuff can be expensive. And they were like, could only be a certain size and could only be so many pages. So we got the 2 prototypes and they were perfect for showing people what our product is, what our books are going to be, and showing people, that this is how your kid would use it, this is how you would use it, and getting people excited about it and letting them know that this is a real thing, it's a real product, it's not just in my head, it's really happening. So that this was very important. We got a few different comments, seeing this and holding it in my hand has really helped me understand what you're trying to do. You might have an amazing idea and think you're explaining it perfectly well and people understand what you're saying and that, like, of course they'll be as excited as you. But the reality of somebody seeing the picture that's in your head is just that it's super hard for people to understand, to visualize what you're trying to share with them. So having a visual, a prototype of your thing, of your product, whatever it is, I think, necessary. So we got these made about $80 and they have been incredibly useful. We did 2 of them, so that way my mom and I are the ones who created these. I did all the design and illustration and she came up with the entire idea and did she wrote all of the little bits in there. So we got 2 of them because she could have one, I could have one, just in case one of them got messed up. I do actually use them with my kids already, so in case the girls decided to, I don't know, beat the heck out of one of them, we would still have another one. So that was our reasoning for getting 2. And we also wanted to make sure that they were consistent. That was very important as well. So the next thing that we did to promote the books that cost money was create, I made flyers and I made postcards. These are front and back postcards. I got these both printed at the same time through Vistaprint, We had a free shipping promo thing going on at the time, so that was fantastic. These two items together cost no more than $100. I got 1,500 of these, and I got 100 of these. And we still have a lot of these left, so I'd say you may not even need to make that many of them, but approximately $100 for those, so we're at 100 and, what did I say? Wait, did I say $80 for that? I meant 70. I meant $70. No more than $70 for the two books. Let's rewind for a second. $70 for the books and $100 for the postcards and flyer. I'll talk more about what I put on these and what I would have changed in a future video. I have a lot of things that I have learned in this process that I will do differently in the future. I plan to do other Kickstarters, but yes, we will talk about that later. So we're at $170 right at this point. The last thing that I did that I paid for was a newspaper article. So we get, an ad, a newspaper ad. So we get something called the Criterion. That's not the Criterion. Where is it? Oh, got it. So the Criterion is a Catholic newspaper that goes out to everybody in the Archdiocese of Indianapolis. And so that is the one where we are in that Archdiocese. So right here is the Criterion. It goes out every Friday, except in the summer, it's every other Friday. So we were trying to get our ad in the first paper of June, because our Kickstarter is from June 1st until July 1st, the morning of July 1st. I cannot talk. But they were basically filled up with tons of other ads and things for that paper because of graduations and things like that. So we ended up getting into the later in the month version. It was supposed to come out on June 21st, but the weird thing that happened with that was that we didn't receive our paper on the 21st, and neither did apparently a lot of people in this area, because they told me, I contacted the newspaper and was like, where's our paper? We couldn't see our ad. And they're like, oh, you know what might have happened is that your mail carrier was probably on vacation, and when they get a replacement mail carrier, that replacement mail carrier does not have to deliver the third class mail, which is a newspaper. So we would end up probably getting it later, along with all of our other third class mail that did not get sent. So she sent us for free a couple copies of the paper, and on the same day that we got those papers, we ended up getting our original scheduled paper. So it's kind of late. We only have a couple days left, and we just got this. Oh, I'll show you the ad. But it's okay. It's fine. This ad was, we got the cheapest one we could get, because this was just a test to see what would happen. And we got the one in the classified section. It says employment above. I don't know what is going on. This was $80 to get this. It's called a business card size ad. And yeah, so we got that. I think it looks great. And the QR code works. So that's the most important thing, I guess. Was this effective? We will see. I don't know. But it was an interesting test. So we did that. So the total for the three main ways that well, not main ways, but the three ways that I paid for to promote the books is $250. So I could probably in the future get away with spending even less. I did not dabble in any sort of Facebook ads or Google ads or Instagram. I didn't do Instagram. I didn't do X. I didn't do any of that stuff. I only did Facebook posts, which do not get a ton of engagement because Facebook does not share that kind of stuff. They don't want to share that kind of stuff without getting paid, you know? So I didn't pay them. So my stuff kind of just was out there somewhere. Okay, anyway, I'm trying to get this done fast so that we don't lose people here. Now, the free ways that I promoted was, one was I made a bunch of coloring pages. And yes, I did have to pay for some ink. We have our own printer. I printed all of the coloring pages here, and they had the QR code on them. and a little bit of information. And I put them at like a coffee shop in our area that was okay with me putting them there. I brought them with me to events because I do vendor and artist events. Here's our bins of stuff for that, and would hand them out there so that kids could color and parents could see, you know, where they got the coloring page from. So I did that, and I had to pay a very, very, very minimal amount for ink because it's just like a couple of black lines on a page. So it wasn't like I was using a bunch of ink, and I didn't use even that much paper. So coloring pages, put those out at various locations that are okay with you putting them out there. That's an idea for whoever wants to do this in the future. The other thing we did, because this is a Catholic it's a religious thing, so obviously churches and stuff have a lot of my target audience there. I tried to put as many ads in bulletins as possible, not paid for. I just contacted them and asked if they would be willing to put one of our little flyers in their church bulletin or on their website or something like that, or post it on there on Facebook. And we got a couple of takers. That was not not everybody is okay with doing that. So, and not even everybody has a bulletin. So we ended up in a few different bulletins in the area so that people could see our ad in there. I have an email newsletter, and I sent those out to all of my email people, and that was free. I don't pay for email service yet. So that got out to maybe over 100 people-ish. And like I said, we have these events, and I would set up a pre-order station at the event that had the prototype, it has the flyer, it had cards for people to take, it had coloring pages for people to take, and of course I could talk to people about pre-ordering. I did get a few takers for the Kickstarter from setting up a table. So you could probably set up a table, and I did do this at that coffee shop that I was talking about. I had a table there that had the information so that people could see it, and I could talk to them if they wanted to. I didn't bother anybody, didn't go around to any tables and go, here, take this flyer. Hey, you want to talk about this and do that? No, I just let them come to me because I'm not here to like bother people. Now at the vendor events and artist events and stuff like that, I am all about like hey, come on over to my booth, check this out. Because that's what people are there for. They're there to buy things, not just to sit and relax and have a coffee. So that's how I handle those situations. And I would love to talk about my event experience and stuff in another video. So we'll get to that too. And the other thing, so like I said, Facebook posts I ended up finding as many Catholic Facebook groups and children's book Facebook groups and various crowdfunding Facebook groups that I joined, and when appropriate, I would share information about the books. And I believe I got a few takers from doing that stuff as well. So those are the free ways that I did things. Now, the other big part of getting this funded, it affected the Kickstarter, but it isn't like I was putting money into the Kickstarter from this, was sponsorships. We did manage, because this is such a niche group, it's Catholics, you know, Catholic parents, grandparents, things like that, who want to share the rosary with their children. We were able to find groups that are just as, you know, interested in doing this, just as like dedicated to doing stuff like this, that were so generous in providing sponsorships for us. And so we ended up getting an amazing amount of sponsorship money, which was fantastic. I will talk about that in another video. We're not going to discuss that in depth right now. I will talk about that in the future though, getting sponsorships, because I think that can be such a huge help depending on your product. And it allowed us to make our Kickstarter a lot lower. So our Kickstarter was $2,500, and honestly, I probably could have made it even lower, but I didn't know at the time that I could. So I made it $2,500. And the sponsorship money has covered all the rest of our order, which is so amazing. Like, I still am just, it's amazing. Like, thank you so much to everybody who did that for us. Like, I mean, they get we'll talk about this in another video. Sponsors get other things. They get special things too. They don't just hand over money. It's not donations. It's a sponsorship. It's different. So anyway, we ended up hitting our goal. We ended up hitting our minimum goal for the books, and the Kickstarter was a huge part of that. But you do have to keep in mind as well that Kickstarter will take a percentage of what you have raised if you are successful. And that total cost is going to end up being, since we're a little over our goal now, is going to be approximately $500. So we will only get around $2,000 from the Kickstarter. So what I paid for promotion-wise, about $250. What I will end up, what will be taken out of my Kickstarter earnings, about $500. What I will receive from Kickstarter will be about $2,000. On top of the sponsorships, our books are funded. Fantastic. Awesome. We are excited. And there's still a lot of work to do, which is why I'm not throwing some celebration party yet. But we are almost there. The books are going to be ordered in, or we're going to start the printing process in August, early August. That is the goal. We still have a couple things that we need to sort out first, but they are definitely happening, which is really, really awesome. I'm so excited to just get those like crates of books. Like, how cool is that going to be? So that is what I wanted to talk with you guys about today, how much I actually spent on promoting this Kickstarter. There are lots of things that I would do differently now that I know how things have gone. And I want to share with you guys all of that information in another video. This video is already too long as it is. So please stick around if you would like to hear what I would do differently for the future and what I have learned about this process. If you'd like to hear about the events that I do, if you'd like to hear about the printing process for the books and how I did all of that, how I basically got an awesome deal with a completely USA-based printing company, which was very important to us. Yeah, so stick around. I have so much to share with you guys, just limited time. I will get to it, but I'm really excited to share it with you. So if you liked the video, please leave a like, leave a comment if you feel like it, and subscribe to hear more stuff from me in the future, hear me ramble on and on. I'm sorry I talk so much. Yeah, and thank you again for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and good luck with any of your endeavors. You know, you got this. You can do it. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.